Ladies and gents, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Look, welcome to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin podcast, presented by Rugged Evolution Beer Care. Rugged is the new smooth. Look, it is a great day. You know why it's a great day? Because I am excited because I have a dear friend of mine in the building who's going to be on shortly. But before I bring him on, of course, I got to let you know more about this podcast, the Arrington Gavin podcast, a show where you get to sit down with your friend, your homie, your bro. Where we just have one-on-one conversations, right? One-on-one conversations. Some here I talk about trending stories where I give off my unfiltered opinion, my unfiltered uh thoughts of a certain discussion topic going around. And then sometimes I bring on interesting people that I have the opportunity to get to know, hear their story, and we just provide, the platform just to share that because it needs to be shared out to the rafters. Also, I might start going. I'm gonna start having a new title, not just Arrington Gavin, but award-winning entrepreneur Arrington Gavin. Wait. Hold on. There was a huge crowd in the back. I just want to let y'all know there was a huge crowd in the back. No, as I told you in the last episode, man, I was honored to receive the Entrepreneur of the Year award at the 10th annual Black Men Rock Image Awards this past Sunday. And again, truly honored, still pinching myself, still can't believe it because like I always say repeatedly on this program, I'm still a student at the game. I'm still a student. I'm a student at this thing we call life. I'm a student when it comes to entrepreneurship. I'm a student in so many avenues. So I'm truly thank you. Could not do this by myself because it takes a village in order to succeed. And I have a huge team behind me. So again, it was an awesome time and had the opportunity to meet so many great people. I actually got to spark a conversation with the mayor of Portsmouth, Mayor Shannon Glover. Who else? Spoke with a good buddy of mine, Delegate Cliff Hayes, who served on state house for some years now, and he represents Chesapeake. We had the just talking about what's happening in our area, and it was just a good time. It was a good time, and yeah. So still pinching myself this past Sunday. Now today though, I'm gonna get to talk with my bro, Mr. Alec Bose, better known as Mr. Fake News. I'm joking. I didn't even do the. I'm sorry. The Trump accent got to go. Every time I say it, it's like it happens. But he's my bro. When I tell you he's my bro, when I first was starting up with Rugged Evolution Beer Care, there weren't a lot of people providing opportunities for ways you can promote your business, right? And again, I was fairly new, so at the time, I was thinking I was reaching out to the right people, but there weren't a lot of I'll say like pop-ups or just again opportunities to expose your business. Luckily, through a mutual friend, I got in contact with Mr. Alec Bose. And at the time, him and two of his friends, they had a platform called Uncharted Domain, and they were putting on showcasing independent artists in the Northern Virginia, DC area. And I remember going to DC, hanging at this great venue called the Songbird. I know it's still there. There's, had a great crowd, had a great artist at the time. And he will actually have to remind me her name because I think she might have changed her name recently, changed her career name, but I'm asking about that. But yeah, man, that was one of the first fews when I was starting up with Rugged Evolution Beer Care, and now we're 6 years going strong, and just excited. I've always been a good buddy, always have a great time talking with him, and just excited to have him on. So without further ado, I have my good brother, Mr. Alec Bose. Alec, how you doing there, sir?
I am doing fantastic, sir. Can I, can you give me the opportunity? Can you give me the floor for just a hot second? First when you noted that we have known each other for a while. Um, I have had the pleasure of being a Rugged Evolution customer for as long as you have known me. My beard, when you first met me, you can see it right now. My beard was ass. It was terrible. And now I'm looking so handsome because of your I don't know what I do without your products. And then I was like when you were going into the podcasting game, I was nervous personally because I was like, I hope he doesn't stop making that, bro. You can't let this go. Because you're so good at so much. like in terms of just hosting a podcast, I was like, he's not going to keep making these incredible products, and he does, ladies and gentlemen. So like, that's the first thing, and the second thing was like you mentioned Uncharted Domain, the artist that we have. One that was Martha Afework, who was headlining for us, who now goes by Nora Belai. I don't want to mispronounce that. She's out in Atlanta right now doing big things. And we had my bro Mardini, who opened up for her, who is out in LA right now doing very big things, doing like, having music that's growing a great audience. And so like I'm just honored to be here, man. Like, thank you so much for having me, as always, man.
Man, like I said, I'm just catching all those flowers, man, that you throwing at me. But again, it's just I'm just fortunate to
like you Prince Hakeem with the flowers, man. Like you Prince, like I'm gonna throw them at your feet every time.
Not Prince Hakeem with the flowers. Not Prince. Look, I appreciate it, fam. I really do. But again, I'm just excited to have you on the pod, because I've had you on previous podcasts, and this is my new baby. This is just a new. I feel like it's gonna be like 5 more thousand podcasts I might start. Just new podcasts, because it's fun. It's fun. I always love chopping up with my friends.
This looks really good, by the way. You got a really great background right now. I feel embarrassed, quite frankly. But like you really look like you have come into your own, like, in every single way. And like, I hope everybody else can take from you what you are able to give out to the world, because it's fantastic, man. I'm really proud of you. I'm sorry,
man. I truly appreciate it, fam. I see. Look, by the way, I just had to. I got to pick on you a little bit, because which I know you're gonna come after me pretty hard too. So first, I'm picking on you because I see you sporting Howard Bison. Now, shout out to Howard, because my niece Kennedy, she is a freshman at Howard as of right now, and I have some family in the Fort Washington, the DMV area, Northern Virginia, Maryland area, and but I gotta shout out Howard. Now, Alec, are you an alum? What's your ties to Howard?
Excuse me. I see what you're doing there. We had this conversation before.
I just gotta ask questions. I'm just asking questions. So why you?
No.
Why are you avoiding the questions, sir? Why are you avoiding the questions?
Like, I am not an alumni of Howard. Like, I am a resident of the DMV. I am a child of Howard alumni, which is why I have this. I wouldn't have this otherwise, because they make me feel bad about the fact that I didn't go there for undergrad or graduate school. Like, my father went there for undergrad, my mother went there for law school. So anytime they get a chance to say, oh, you didn't go to Howard, like, I'm like, okay, like, I get it. Like, I mean,
they're not gonna let it go. They're not gonna let it go.
They're not gonna let it go.
They're not gonna let it go.
Like they just gonna be like, oh yeah, you didn't go to Howard, and I'm like, all I can say is no, I didn't, and like that, and then they just laugh, and then their friends laugh at me. It's just embarrassing, to be quite honest.
Well, you know what though, I'm kind of in the same boat, because like literally everyone in my family graduates at Norfolk State University. My mother, my dad.
Because you went to Hampton, Sydney, yeah.
No, I went to Chowan University, small school in North Carolina. And everybody I've had so many family members that graduated from NSU. Now, I took one summer class at NSU, but I never went to Norfolk State. Now, I think my mom and my parents really just never like shunned me of not like going to NSU, because they're like, oh, we just happy a school accepted you. Whoo, I'm glad a school accepted you. Because I'll just say, y'all, the grades were a little struggle in the in high school, middle school. But hey, that's what kills you makes you stronger. Okay, what doesn't kill you? No, I'm not gonna.
And we never needed grades. Grades are for suckers. I got listen. I got good grades in school, and now I'm here. So what does it mean? Like, for real.
But you're doing great thing, Al. You doing a great thing, man. Don't fall yourself short. You doing great things, boss.
They don't know what I do. They know what I'm struggling. But it's okay. Like, not everybody has to be succeeding in life. Some of us can struggle a little bit, like make people like y'all look good,
Can we just say though, like, I feel like we're all struggling like right now. Like America's like we're struggling, not compared to other countries, but we have our moments, right? Certain costs are getting more expensive. back and
like
forth, back and forth.
like if you rent or buy, and we'll probably get into part of this during our discussion. If you are trying to survive as an adult, a child, even in the United States, it's difficult. It's rough. It's there's a lot going
It's hard in these
on
streets. It's hard in
that
these streets.
keeps it from being an easy time for anyone, even if you're white. But like we're not gonna get into that.
We'll get into a little. We'll get into a
We'll
little
get
later.
into a little bit,
Later.
Yeah, like like I said, it's a very interesting time, and I think that the fact that you and I get a chance to be able to exchange ideas, to be able to talk about things like this, is a pleasure and a privilege in and of itself. So regardless like of what the struggles we've both been through, I'm glad we're sitting here tonight.
Bet. Well, man, look, and also before I get on with the first story I want to talk with you about, I gotta apologize to my brother. I gotta apologize because my wife and I took a trip to a certain city in Virginia. Not as long. Oh jeez. Here we go. That is a long grunt, sir. That was very long.
It should have been longer, if I'm being honest with you.
So my wife and I took a trip for about I say about a week. I say about a few days, about 4 or 5 days, something like that. And we were in a city that my good brethren happened to call home for many, many years. Now I thought he was in a different city. I really thought he was in a different city. But we were staying. We went to Alexandria, Virginia, right? Just we stayed there, but we were spending some time in DC, and we were there for a minute. And I spoke to him this was like months after we already made the trip, and I was like, yeah, bro, we were up there, for a few. He's like, wait, where were you staying? Like, where were you staying? That's exactly I feel like how I said, where were you staying? And he said, hold up. Were you in Alexandria? I'm like, yeah. It's like,
I should probably say this. Can they see my face? Can the audience see my face right now?
For those who are watching, by the way, you're watching on our Smooth Club Media on YouTube. Yes, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, please subscribe. Please subscribe for this very reason right now. Like all of y'all need to see like this type of frustration. Like, do you want to keep going? Because I kind of want to like. I'm kind of mad that I'm kind of mad that you're the one explaining this right now.
I mean, like I like I said, I wanted to apologize because I really didn't know. I knew Northern Virginia.
They don't understand. They don't understand because I have cut you off so much. So I'm gonna stop you. Please shut up. So what I need you to understand is, everybody, the audience, my friend Arrington, like he's like, I'm gonna like anytime I come up to DC, Northern Virginia, I'm gonna let you know, man, we're gonna hang out, we're gonna kick it, we're gonna cool it. I said, great, man, bet. I can't wait. He has said this for years, right? He told me, like, the last time we talked, he was like, I want you to come on this podcast. I'm like, bet. Cool, I'm happy to do that. And he was like, oh yeah, I was just out there, and like I was out in Alexandria with my wife. And I said, excuse me. You said you were where? He said, yeah, we was in Alexandria, Old Town, everything like that. Everybody, I want you all to understand where I live. I live about maybe where him and his wife were at, probably about 90 seconds. And when he told me this, like, it made me so angry. And everybody can see how mad I am currently, that I almost cut off. I almost cut you off. Like I was like, I can't have a dear friend of mine come out to like imagine me coming out to the 7-5. Imagine me just going to where you live. Imagine me coming to your house and being like, just sitting on the stoop, saying what's up to people, and then leaving. That's what you did to me.
Your Honor, may I share? May I share?
No. This is not an equal courtroom. We are not here under common law. No, that's not how this works. You came to me with your wife of all. It would be one thing if it's you, but you came out here with family. You came out here with your dearly beloved, and you say, "Oh, we had a great time."
Oh, geez. Maybe I should have used better. Maybe I should change those
You
words.
should have told me, "Yo, like our car broke down, like we ain't at like." You should have told me it was terrible, but you instead you had the nerve to say,
"Oh,
"We had a
geez."
blast out here." Listen, like I'm gonna let you go on. I know this is your show, but I'm like they just all need to know how disrespectful you are to me. I mean, that's okay. That's okay.
So for the listeners and viewers right now, I think he accepted the apology, but we will put that leave that in a comment or something. It's like, so was that he accept or is that a no? Is that
please try to guess.
I feel as though right now they're
put
saying Arrington just lost a friend. Arrington definitely just lost a friend.
they would be right, but please put it in the comments. Just guess.
Please put in the comments, y'all. Please put in the comments.
Yo, sorry. I'm sorry. Go on, man.
Now, look, like I said, man, this is such good dude, man. I'm so hyped to have him on. Look, Alec, I want to bring up this first story because as a person who is an artist and you've been an artist for a pretty long time, I want to get your thoughts on this. So Kanye, actually, let me pull up this article real quick while I'm talking.
Please.
So Kanye,
I actually don't think I've read. I haven't seen that one yet.
Yes, I'm gonna grab. Let me go ahead and grab this article that came up recently. So I don't know if you've seen on social media, trending is Kanye West, well, Ye, formerly known as Kanye West. He started he was in Miami promoting a new I guess, previewing some new music.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a while because, as you know, that ever since the anti-Semitic comments that he made, he's been like really, really on the low. It's taking a minute for this article to come up, but as that's loading in, it's been it's been a while since he has been in the public eye. I mean, you catch him from time to time. Oh, it's almost like Where's Waldo? Like, oh, or Bigfoot. We've seen some sightseeing. Here is Ye and his wife. For one, can I just say that what a interesting couple. What an interesting
did you see
individual.
the video? Did you see the video of them where they were playing the song? Like they were playing "Father Stretch My Hands," but like I think he was with his wife.
His daughter.
He wasn't with his daughter. He was with
okay.
I don't know if that was his wife, but it was a blonde naked woman that he was with.
Oh, if it was a blonde naked woman, yes, that was his wife. That's his current wife.
That's what I thought.
I don't have her name on my head. Just so I'll be honest. And I might be a little biased. I'm not a Kanye fan. I can't be mad at his music, right? I can't be mad the fact that is he a musical genius? I would say I'll give him his props because there's been so many people in music. There's been so many other legends who has said no, he's a true artist. He is a very talented individual. Again, he is one of the pioneers, I would say, in music, not just hip hop alone, but really in music. As an artist, I mean, what's your thoughts on Kanye or Ye? What's your thoughts on Ye?
It's a great question, and one thing I think about, like with Ye, like when I think about him as an artist versus sort of like him as a human being, I sort of think about I think about Hugo Boss a lot, right? Like because if you think about Hugo Boss's suit, beautiful, like known for impeccable quality and everything like that. Also, the developer of Nazi uniforms. Like
Mm.
it's one of those things where like, and you think of like if you think about like what like German engineering, and you think about BMW, Mercedes, all of these very luxury car brands that like very much included Nazi clientele, and like, and so like that's sort of how I feel about Kanye in this sense. It's like I can't like night like I think you probably feel the same way that I do in terms of Kanye as a person. And I can also say as someone who has had somewhat like have had manic episodes, which
Mm-hmm.
Kanye suffers from,
Mm-hmm.
is the bipolar, which is
Mm-hmm.
depression and mania, like to the point where it's extreme more than most.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I don't, again, I don't want to say like, again, I nothing excuses it, right? But from a when you look at a person who is diagnosed with such a disorder,
Mm-hmm.
these views, or at least like think about how low, like after like the "I love Hitler" comments were
Mm-hmm.
on Alex
Mm-hmm.
Jones
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
about
On
like,
yep.
yeah, and so like think about like the fact that he like after that he's just been nowhere, and it's like that's like that's what happens when you have this sort of disorder. Like
Yeah.
you like he pops up like crazy doing a lot of different things like and it just seems like wow, like it seems like he's mentally ill, and he is, but also it's like there's a difference between people like you and I having mental health issues and a billionaire like Kanye having them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just sort of how we have to sort of navigate this. It's like I can't even really tell you the artistic views I have, more so because I can't even really escape from him as
An individual.
an individual who has mental illness and is rich, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, it's like
No, no, you
yeah.
make perfect sense because I think that I on my take on Kanye is the fact that for the first thing people would say is he's changed after the passing of his mother. Now that was many 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 years ago, but at the end of the day, I don't know how that is, and I don't want to. I mean, it's just it's he was a mama's boy. I'm a mama's boy. It's a hard pill to swallow. Now, since then, they're like, okay, that's died down. Now, it came publicly that he was diagnosed being bipolar. Okay, boom. You give him a pat on the back because okay, he is diagnosed publicly and is for sure that yes, he has a mental illness. Now he's publicly and I don't quote me on it, but I'm very sure that he has spoken on him not taking, and if it wasn't him, it was his ex-wife Kim Kardashian, that
Yeah.
he's not taking his medication and he refuses. So okay, that is okay, that's a little difficult. If you know you're diagnosed and you have this, then okay, why do so? Or excuse me, why refuse to take medicine? Now, Kanye being a billionaire, he has a lot of people telling him what he wants to hear.
Hmm.
They're not telling him what he needs to hear. They're telling him what he wants to hear.
Yeah.
And people like those do not help you. They force you to go down the rabbit hole.
Right. And I
Um
mean, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
mm,
off, but like like think about it as if like imagine you are Kanye, right?
mhm,
Imagine
mhm,
you are one of the most successful musical artists of all time. You're one of the most successful business and fashion icons of all time. Imagine all of this, like being objective, whether objectively or subjectively true. Like, imagine this going through the head of somebody who feels both very low and bad about themselves and
mhm,
extremely high to the point where they can do no wrong. I think it's like I always say, like, mental illness isn't an excuse for bad behavior, and it isn't. But it's more difficult when you have the power of someone like Kanye West. There's a reason why Barcelona, or like people from Spain and Barcelona, or Catalonia, so to speak, have a lisp. It's because the king had a lisp, and they all tried to speak like him. And so I think that's sort of like what I see when I see Kanye. It's like yeah, we can, like, I don't even think we should give him a pat on the back
Oh no,
for
look,
acknowledging his mental illness.
I give my unfiltered opinion. There is a difference between, okay, a narcissist, and it's a difference between a narcissist and a person really struggling. I'm sorry, but the passes have been gone for me a long time ago. Now, he got criticized for embracing Trump at the table. To me, that was nothing, nothing new. I mean, it wasn't anything that blew my mind. Like, oh my God, oh my, can you see? Then he says Harriet Tubman didn't free slaves. He said something like that.
That's
when I'm
slavery,
like,
he said slavery was a choice, and
was one.
And let's be very clear. And there's tons of other things we could go to. No one has to feel sorry for Kanye. No one should feel sorry for Kanye. Kanye is not struggling as an individual like a lot of people who also are in his same mental state, who don't have millions upon millions of dollars, right? This is a choice, right? Like, and we can acknowledge, like, this is an issue with him. We don't have to accept it. And you said it, like, I'm not a Kanye fan. Neither am I as a person. As an artist, I can't sit here and be like, oh, I'm not inspired. I don't take anything from. Again, I do. It's almost like saying, oh, do you like Michael Jackson
it's like saying Bill Cosby didn't impact the world of entertainment and comedy, and then separate it.
Right. We can't sit here and say Bill Cosby wasn't an influential person, regardless of what he did throughout his life. We can acknowledge it was.
You always got to separate the talent from the actual, the actual person.
I wouldn't even say you have to necessarily separate it. You just have to acknowledge that a person did it. And that the person who did it isn't, like, what you enjoy isn't the person who did it. You enjoy the creation they made. I have an iPhone, and I think the labor practices of Apple are terrible, but I like the fact that I still have one doesn't make me enjoy it less.
There's still people that are fans of R. Kelly's music. There's still people that watch the Cosby Show. Hello,
like, exactly. And you have, and we all have to sort of be able to accept that about the art and the things that we enjoy.
Absolutely.
That, like, not all of it has been made in a good way, and we have. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And then going back to Kanye. I mean, Kanye has always been, and really, it's been just worse and worse, in my opinion. I mean, he's getting richer and richer once again because hey. I've spoken with people. I spoke with people in politics. I spoke with my own, my personal friends. I've said this many times. Controversy makes money now. If you are controversial, you are making bank. But if you're actually doing good and really being impactful in the community, people rarely know who you are. So that's why you have certain award ceremonies that will embrace this community leader or embrace this person doing it, because it's not being really talked about really on social media. Controversy sells, and Kanye is probably the most controversial individual in the world. I mean, the way he dresses, his choice.
And you got to think about it like this. Like, in some ways, like, there are people in our zeitgeist. There are people who are in our lexicon, our pop culture, who are too big to fail. Like, there is nothing at this point in our lives, right, that would make Kanye somebody we just stop ignore, like, okay, it doesn't really matter what Kanye's doing. It's like Scott Bale, like he's
Oh yeah.
like it doesn't matter what Kanye does. It does, because like from what Kanye has done in the 2000s, the new millennium is just too great to ignore. Same thing with Donald Trump. Same thing with currently, like, former disgraced Congressman George Santos. Like, there are people who, if they do something, I guess I can call it attention industrial complex. That's the only thing I can think of. It would
Such
not
big words,
allow,
sir.
I went to college, maybe I think, but
You didn't go to Howard, I know that.
That was just why I don't know these words. But there are people within our lives that we just can't ignore, no matter how much we want to. Like, the first people who come to mind, the first person who comes to mind is Blueface. I have never wanted to not know about someone less. But lo and behold, every 2 weeks we get a new Krayshawn Rock and Blueface scandal. Blueface called his mom a huge slut, and we had to listen.
He called his child questioning him because he didn't want to be around strippers at like age 4 or 5. Like, you gay? Like,
and now he has ruined the relationship between Offset and Cardi B. I don't even know if it was or not like the thing that ruined their relationship. It's just so frustrating.
The thing is, you have so many. I'll let you woosah right there, Alec.
I need to woosah, please.
You have people again like Kanye. Well, I'll just say this: you have a lot of people in power that promote the wrong, right? So you have, like, I criticize a lot on the radio show, Zeus Network, right? Zeus Network is trash.
Oh my god,
Zeus Network literally made Blueface their spokesperson, their like highest rated individual. Jocelyn Hernandez, she's another. I'm just saying, like, they promote trash.
I feel like the Zeus Network has done for like this generation of Black people what the Flavor of Love did for the last generation of Black people. Like,
but you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right. I think now, like, if you ask Flavor Flav to, well, I don't know, he might accept it. I feel as though Flavor Flav had to have grown up. Like, if he gets an opportunity to have a show on Zeus, like, I don't know, I think he might accept it. I don't know. I feel like he's like matured, but Flavor of Love was like the start. Well, the Flavor of Love was the start of really trashy reality TV. That was the pioneer. After that, you had like what, I Love New York. You had what was it? You had I Love New York. You had so many other shows that were I think we might have lost Alec there, but as we continue to bring up Kanye West
you didn't lose me. You didn't lose me.
Oh, perfect. No, you have people like Kanye West, who is, again, he will get shunned from doing this, and then all he has to do is put out an album or back in the limelight. All he has to do is put on. I mean, it shows to me how he knows how to control the world, because he's like, okay, I can make something very stupid, very controversial. People would hate me. I'll get banned. Oh, but I'll just put out a song, or I'll just make a record. I'm fine. I'm good. And that's how it's getting treated. Because so he was at a Miami club during, I think, DJ Khaled set at a Miami club, and he previewed some new songs. And he actually covered like a Backstreet Boy song or something like that.
Yeah, it was everybody. It was like, it was, but like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you, but like, can we still like not forget? Like, I think it's so easy when Kanye comes out with new music to get so excited for it that we just forget everything that happened. I
don't get excited though. Like, he annoys me so much.
I'm not going to lie to you. For me personally, like
Mhm.
I haven't been excited about his music since 2016. The Life of Pablo was the last time I was excited. But
Mm.
that being said, there's so many people who get so excited for Kanye that they forget that this nigga just said. I'm sorry. I mean, don't mean to
Oh,
curse on your show.
it's
I,
we
like
we're unfiltered here, so you let it out, let
we're,
it out.
we're we'll cut it in post. But like this man said publicly there are a lot he emphasized a lot of things that he loved about Hitler, a
A
lot of
lot of
things,
things.
and like he did it with a black mask on, like as if we like it like this was last year, 1 year ago exactly, and like we all just sort of like collectively forget like how damaging this person is to our culture. Like the idea that we are like casually anti-Semitic because we're like, oh, Kanye's right about everything. Oh, Kanye has a point about everything.
He
That
has
we
people
forget
brainwashed to the core.
how genuinely damaging he is as a pop culture figure. And again, I like just on this podcast, I was saying like how influential he is as an artist, how like amazing he's been towards the pop culture. We can't just sit here and forget that shit. Like R. Kelly is still sitting in fucking jail. Why like and we don't just sit here saying there's a reason you can't just play that shit
Yeah, yeah.
anymore. Like
It's no longer the song of choice at
it's
your
no
wedding.
longer
Absolutely not.
it's no longer played at our cookouts. We
Yeah.
understand that. But like with Kanye, it's like, I mean, and again, I'm not gonna be the one to turn off graduation. That's not me.
Yeah.
But like, we can't sit here and be like, oh, oh yeah, he's just coming out with a
Well,
new
we
album.
should. I think though, and that brings up, just how big music is in America. Like I would say this, when it comes to public figures, the most popular individuals, people that at least youth looks up to as mentors and as role models, are musicians, are artists. They're not actors. They're not politicians. They're not community leaders. They're not athletes. They are musicians. I mean, let's be honest. Taylor Swift, Beyonce are the two most powerful women right now in America. I mean, just right now. When it comes to the males, I mean, again, Kanye proves that you can hate me for a period. Let me get on vacation. Let me travel the world. Let me do whatever. Let me wear a fucking leotard bodysuit out in public with no shit. His choices are weird. His even his and his I think his I hate to talk about people, but I feel like it's something a little loose with his wife, because his wife is like interesting, just like him. They dress very similar, and it's just it's crazy. It's crazy. It's always about attention. It's always about the money. One of my favorite shows, matter of fact, Drink Champs. When they first had Kanye on Drink Champs, I was pissed. I was pissed. I watched I watched maybe like the first half of like part one, because it was long as fuck. It was like a 4-hour show, but they did like two parts, and he was just speaking freaking like, why do you consider to bash people and think it's okay? Like,
And
it
again,
was a
like,
time when Kanye was a little more humble, if I'm not mistaken, in his beginning stages.
like that's what's so, and I'm sorry, I don't mean like, like that's what's so tragic about this. If you've seen, have you seen the Genius documentary on Netflix?
Didn't want to. It's like I wrestle with myself to watch it.
You really should. And I say that as someone who's very critical of Kanye, because it shows just how tragic it is. Do you like he had a line in what was it? As I recall, I know you not sure. He said, "I hate these niggas more than a Nazi," and he he that was a line in one of his songs. Like like, the reason we loved Kanye so much wasn't really because he was necessarily humble. It was because we wanted him to be arrogant.
Yeah.
We thought we like, it was like, it's the same reason we wanted Muhammad Ali to be arrogant. It's like, when you're great and you know we
deserve to have.
You shouldn't hide that. It's a very like, and he was humble, like in the sense that, he thought he was a genius, but he didn't think he was above anybody.
Yeah.
He didn't think
now he literally thinks he's above. He's above.
Literally, he thinks
Jesus.
he's above. Yeah, exactly. He's the step below. It's like, and again, we can go to the historical examples of people who thought they were prophets and ended up leading people astray. We can go into all of this, but at the end of the day, like, it's more of a tragedy that Kanye West is like this than just screw him and anything like that, because it really was sort of like an American, like a Black American success story,
absolutely.
And so,
before we move on to our next one, before I end this one, I do want to put out, yes, Kanye had made a surprise appearance. It's trending on social media. You can find it, anywhere on social media. He had some songs previewed. He had artists come out like Chris Brown, Kodak Black. God, look, bless that boy soul right there.
Yeah. Ty Dolla $ign was there, right?
Ty Dolla $ign, I think Freddie Gibbs, or I think was out there, and it was a few other famous. But it was interesting because, of course, Kanye West's choice of apparel was trending, and the fact that he was wearing a black KKK hood for quite a while, at least to get some good shots, at least to wear on the stage. But I haven't really read on what was his motive behind wearing that. Again, all I have to say is Kanye West, so I did not have to really waste my time to read up why he wore it. But he was there, and I know his daughter was I believe in attendance as well, which in my mind I'm like, Miami club has okay. I just want to point that out there. I thought it was age, but I ain't never been to Miami clubs like that, so I don't know. They might just say, come on in. All ages, come on in.
Well, but, if Kanye comes with his daughter, like, it doesn't, like, at that point, like,
they're not gonna just stop and say, sir.
If Kanye is there and you have to bring his daughter in, like, what are you gonna be like? No, she's too young. Like, no, like, you're letting Kanye in.
I will.
You're letting Kanye in with a infant, with a child. It doesn't matter.
I will turn him around. God damn it, I would.
Hey, man. Like, again, I don't own clubs. I haven't turned down one of the top celebrities in the world.
True. I mean, I wouldn't even turn around people on the school board.
I would turn around. Like, you know who I would turn around?
Who would you turn around? Give it to me.
My father, Dan Bongino.
Oh my God, Dan Bongino.
I would
if you're watching,
as your audience know, like, that Dan Bongino is in fact my father, and I would just bring him back around and just say like, hey, Dad, let's come on.
If this gets trending, I want to invite Dan Bongino firsthand, Dan, because he
hasn't talked to me in a while, and I miss my dad. Like,
I do see. I didn't know Dan had a kid that graduated from Howard. I did not know that. I did not know that he had a kid that went to Howard. I mean,
you didn't know Dan Bongino went to Howard. Like, it is a
he did. I think for his line of work, he has to keep that on the low. But I think let me start talking about this dude.
He's also a Black Panther. Didn't know that.
Yeah, along with Kanye West, right? That's what that explains the hood. Gotcha.
Well, it's a different that's a different Panther.
That's a different Panther. Okay, I got you. NT ways. Moving on, ladies and gents. I hope y'all enjoyed that split convo about Ye, formerly known. I just realized something. I'm comparing Kanye almost like like Twitter. Like instead of saying, you got to say like Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, just like you got to say X, formerly known as Twitter.
Do you still call it X, or are you like the normal people who still call it Twitter?
I'll go back and forth. Like I literally give.
I know you're an Elon. You're
pause.
an Elon fan.
Look, pause. I literally give a mouthful when I say
okay, come on.
X, formerly known as Twitter.
Like, just call it Twitter or call it X, or like, I mean, if you want to
call it Elon's world, should I call it that?
Like, I know you're an Elon fan because, like, yeah,
I'm an Elon money fan. I'm a fan of his money. I'm not a fan of. I mean, I really don't know too much about Elon to say I'm not a fan. I will be honest. I was like, Elon never did nothing to me. Elon living his best life. Honestly, though, I would say as a billionaire,
bro,
I think
like
if you his best life more.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll tell you, like, Elon is a dick. Like again, he ain't done nothing to me personally. I mean, neither did Henry Kissinger, but like, still didn't, like, probably was like everybody else, did a little bachata when he died. But keep going. Sorry. This is
y'all why I have Alex on this show, because Alex is a very open book. He does not leave any closed pages. He lets you have it. Damn it, he does. Well, no, I wanted to move on, man, because I know that you are knowledgeable when it comes to politics, right? I always like to talk politics with you, and we've recently had I think a total of 4 Republican presidential debates so far.
Have we?
We've had 4. Yes, sir. We've had 4 already. Time goes by so
listen, as much as I know about politics, I had no idea we had that many. Like,
just Republican ones, not a full on, but just the Republican.
Okay, we can already get into it. Like,
you're slacking, sir. You're slacking. I just want to let you know you're slacking.
Like, we can isn't that in and of itself kind of crazy that we've had that many Republican debates, that every single person at that debate has lost?
Like, I feel as though it's more crazy.
Can you name me a poll or a state where Donald Trump isn't leading by more than 25 points?
Let me try and find that. Yeah, I don't see. There's none. Like, you're
showing, you got it up on the screen right now.
He is. So these are y'all the current presidential candidates for 2024, right? So we started off, I believe, in the beginning, you had like 14 total Republican candidates running for president, right? And including Donald Trump. Now, like Alex said, there is a poll that has not shown Trump less, like, losing. Like, Trump is, when I say Trump is kicking ass, Trump is kicking so much ass. Like, he is beating our current president in the polls. Like, literally, he's leading him. And it's I won't even say it doesn't blow my mind, because it's just the fact that that's the world we live in, right? And I mentioned earlier in the show, controversy sells. So before we get on, Alec, I want to kind of show the folks the current candidates right now. So look, this is categorized split up differently. And this is reported by the New York Times. Okay, we got Democratic candidates as of right now. You got current President Joe Biden. You have Marianne Williamson, who's run for office before. She is I believe, a famous author, businesswoman. You have, I believe, Representative Phillips out of Minnesota, who I will say, quite a witty dude. He's a funny guy. I was watching him on Bill Maher's show. Is it called Real Time with Bill Maher, something like that? Mm-hmm. He was actually very, very funny. But in the Republican side, you got former President Donald Trump. You got former UN ambassador and governor of South Carolina, Nikki Haley. You got Vivek Ramaswamy, who is a entrepreneur, youngest person in the I believe he is the youngest presidential candidate and youngest in the GOP. Asa Hutchinson. Let's see. Binkley is he's a newcomer. I think he's a guy that's maybe either just started or is very, very low, where it's like no one's paying him any mind. You have former governor of Florida, well, not former, current governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis. You also have former governor of New Jersey, Chris Christie. Now, moving on to the third party, which I think this is good. This makes it kind of more interesting. You have Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who initially was running as a Democratic candidate. You have Professor Cornel West, who is running third party as well. Then you have Jill Stein, who is a two-time presidential nominee, I believe, in the Green Party. And those are just a few people that have dropped out the race. You had Mayor of Miami, Mayor Suarez, I believe that is Will Hurd, out of former congressman out of Texas. Johnson is a media guy. Don't know too much about Johnson, but he has a big white teeth. I can tell you that much. That's the only thing I can say. Larry Elder. What is there else to say about Larry Elder? Conservative radio host, talk show host, a guy who honestly was just trying to be in Trump's cabinet. I mean, he actually ran pretty close to winning the governor's seat in California, but came up short. So now he's running for president because he's like, hey, look, if I made this far, why not run for president, right? Former Vice President Mike Pence. Let's see, Senator of South Carolina Tim Scott, and then you have Doug Burgum out of North Dakota, former governor. Wow, that was a lot.
Hold on, like Arrington, that was legitimately impressive. Like that, really? I actually have not heard a more succinct and elegant rundown of the entire presidential race than that. Like, really good job, man. Kudos to you, man. Like, you over here calling me the politics expert. You you went down and nailed everybody, not just like everybody on the list, but what they did. Like, for everybody who's not watching, these are not like he's just reading off the names, and he just knows what they're all doing.
You know, hey, The Hill, are you listening to News Nation and Sirius XM? No, anyway, Urban View. Okay, just in case if you tune in.
I mean, get this man.
TYT, come on. I'll go independent.
Pay him everything.
Look, I don't discriminate with the networks, by the way. Hey, if there's conservative outlets giving a job out here for a strong independent person, hey, look,
if they're not listening, they also can't see your beard, which is why they need to buy your products.
That's what I'm talking about. Throwing in them pussy. That's where you gotta have friends.
I'm just saying, I have had just like ladies on my beard just sniffing, like, because of Rugged Evolution oils and beard balms.
You hear that, ladies? But again. Fellas, he had ladies sniffing his beard. Oh, that's kind of ladies, man.
Like, maybe y'all don't. Maybe there's dudes who don't like that. That's okay.
Alex, like, ladies, smell away.
But really great job, sir. Truly.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Look, it's something I've always enjoyed. I just, hey, when it comes to entertainment, news, politics, I'm loving it all. But we're in some tough times right now because it's some big elections, and the reason why I bring up politics, man, and the reason why I always talk with you, because I do want to encourage our young brothers and sisters out there to be more aware, be more informed, not just what's happening in your community on a state level, a local level, and of course on the the federal level. But you have to know what's happening in your backyard, right? So, like, we're both natives of the state of Virginia. We're in, one is more northern. I guess more on the mid south side, I guess.
You on the southeast?
Southeast kind of side. So we're still, though, we got some big elections happening in our state of Virginia. We just had a huge election where the Democrats won the House and the Senate. Now we're hearing about current mayor in Richmond putting his seat in for the governor's race, who actually had the opportunity to meet Mayor Stoney. Real cool dude, young guy. And it's big because I believe it just brings awareness to young people of color. Like, okay, this is reasonable, because so many voters of all ages look at politics as, okay, they're not keeping their word. It's a crooked system. They just there to line their pockets and bullshit. but it really is important to understand and hear, know what's happening, right? I talk about a lot on this show. I watched all of I'll say 3 out of the 4 Republican presidential debates. I don't watch them because I'm not at all by any chance a Republican. I'm nowhere near a Democrat. I ride in the middle.
Yeah.
I don't go
And
to her, but you have to be aware.
and generally, I hope you love yourself enough to not do that. Like I think, I think you're better than that. I'm not, but but that's because again, I'm more of a masochist.
Well, look, I wanted to get your thoughts though. The fact of the matter is, we do have a lot of people that are entering in the third party, right? I think a new kind of trend happening right now is get away from the two-party system and more focus on like like just focus on what can we do to kind of like work together. What can we do to like, I'm just tired of the whole right and left, going on right now. And it's people are going more third party. What's your thoughts on that, Alec? Because you're closer to the Capitol than I am.
Well. I mean, I guess I can give a little bit of history again. Not better than not better than what you could probably read in most Wikipedia articles, but like if we are looking at it from a perspective of we see people in the third party, personally I would say none of the third party candidates currently are like not in a sense not making any more noise than normal, right? Like I think a lot of people look to 2016 and they see how close the race was between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, and the fact that Donald Trump won despite having less of the popular vote and not having enough votes in enough states. They felt like if Jill Stein from the Green Party hadn't siphoned off enough Bernie or progressive voters, that like Hillary could have won or would have won. And I think like right now we're seeing Robert Kennedy, Cornel West, and Jill Stein in the race right now. I don't think any of them are going to make any more noise than that in 2016. But I also think it's worth even looking at the last time a third party candidate even made a difference. And that was when Ross Perot ran. I think it was in the 90s. When Ross Perot ran, it split the Republican ticket. Yeah. And that was because it was effectively Ross Perot at the time was the Donald Trump of his era. And we can look at like that as sort of the last time a candidate was like a third party candidate was actually successful in this regard. Like I can think of Ralph Nader. Like that was one of the big issues. Like people looked at that third party candidate and would say that was the reason that Al Gore didn't win in 2000 in the 2000 election, despite again it being like a couple thousand votes in Florida. So I think like when we look at it historically, right, when we look at it like culturally, I think there's a lot of sort of like I think there should be more than the two party system. I think there should be more legitimate parties as there are in other countries. But I think as an electoral strategy, as something to sort of get behind to spite the Democrat Party or despite any other sort of person you don't think is a good choice. Like again, we can't stop anybody from voting the way they want to. I just don't think it's the right. I just don't really feel like it's a good way or effective way of trying to impact politics.
Awesome. No, loving all that response on that. I would say too, when initially Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was running as a Democrat, it was the strategy to say, okay, look, right now Democrats don't really care for you that much. You're not riding high in the Democratic side, right? It's looking still like it's going to be a repeat of Joe Biden and Trump. Now, when he made the announcement that he was going third party, would you say that it hurt both candidates, being Joe Biden and Donald Trump? Because okay, now this cat said, look, people do like me, but I got people on the right and I got people on the left, and then I got people in the middle that are fans of mine. So let me go third party, and see how it plays. Do you think that hurt like Biden and Trump as far as voter wise, that hurt their numbers, or you think that just said, no big deal, he's going third party?
I think it didn't. I think it, if anything, it hurt conservatives more than it hurt liberals or Democrats. I think I don't think you see a very big sort of strong response to I don't think you see a very big response to Joe Biden as a candidate, right?
And that's on both sides. I mean, it sucks because it doesn't suck, but I guess it sucks for him because it's just physically people don't want to vote for him. And they're really not too far from age. Him and Donald Trump, they're not too far from the age, but it's just physically Biden looks like absolutely not. I'm not voting. He's not getting a vote.
And I think when you look at no very few Democrats, if you were to actually sort of look at how they feel about Biden as a candidate, right? Sorry, I'm trying to get that dog out the way. But if you look at him as a candidate, right? And you were to look at his record overall, most Democrats probably wouldn't have a problem with it, right? Most people probably wouldn't say, "Oh, this is this is the worst record possible for Democrats. He didn't do anything." The same way probably Republicans wouldn't look at that way with Trump. Regardless of how they feel about him personally from a policy perspective, you can look at things and say there's good things and bad things. The problem is it's with each of these candidates, you're not getting anything different. One of the things that I think about Donald Trump that's kind of interesting but not really is that I think if you had put Marco Rubio, let's say the winner of the 2016 primary, Marco Rubio, Donald Trump, Jeb Bush, I think you would still see the same policies. I still think you would see trans people being kicked out of the military. I still think you would see the same Supreme Court justices that were chosen. I still think the same conservative policies that kind of ruin America. Again, personally, because I'm a little bit more on the left leaning, but again, that wouldn't change. That wouldn't change regardless of who was the president. I feel that way a lot about the Democratic candidates as well. But at least when you talk about Democrats, they have different policies, whether they're less progressive or more so. And that's why I feel like everybody in this current race is just is running for vice president. And then let's be honest about that.
Agree, man. Agree. Well, look, before I get you off, because of course we could talk for hours and hours and hours, and I definitely want to have you back on, bro. But before we end this, I wanna ask, hey, any new music happening right now, man? What's going on, Mr. Nuze? What's new?
Well, as always, your fans can catch me, I'm on their platforms as Nuze. I'm Nuze spelled wrong, and on platforms I'm Fake News FAKE _ and Nuze. And like, you know, I got a lot coming up. I have one track that is coming out, like, and I will send that to you. But yeah, like there's just a lot coming out, man, and like I can't wait for everybody to hear it, and I'm hopefully I can, you know, I've never been one to make music to be popular, but if it can't get popular, we'll see.
Well, it will get popular, sir. And once again, man, I truly appreciate the friendship and having you here on the show. Look, y'all, Alec and I, we're gonna chop it up just a little bit right after this program, but I'm gonna go ahead and send him on backstage once again, y'all. Look, Alec Bose, ladies and gents, fake news. Alec, don't go anywhere, boss man. All right, look, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed that great conversation. And again, with my good friend, Mr. Alec Bose, better known as Nuze. The man has making some great songs, man. I'm a fan. I tune in actively, and I've known this guy for quite some years. He's a cool dude, very smart, especially like I said, when he comes to, you know, really just when he's sharing his opinion on stuff, man. I always got to get his thoughts. And that's one thing. That's the thing about this show. We're not all like experts at anything, but we give our honest opinions on it because guess what? We're people, we're human, we're consumers, we're creators, we're all of the above. So you should always know that your thought, your opinion always counts. And yeah, I just hope y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all enjoyed. Continue to support the Arrington Gavin podcast by tuning in every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time via podcast. So wherever you listen to your podcast, go ahead, type in our Smooth Club Media. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin podcast. Look, Apple, iHeart, Odyssey, Spotify, what else? Stitcher, Google Podcasts. We are on a Black content creators only site called Hayti with a Y, HAYTI. Download the free app; it is dope. Also tune into my weekly radio show every Sundays at every Sundays at 12 p.m. on WNSB Hot 91.1 FM, the soul of VA. In Your City. That's the title of the show. In Your City, hosted by yours truly. And I hosted along with my good friends, comedian Ciroc Fox and hustle queen herself, Miss Michelle Young. We are doing some great stuff, man, on that program. We're going to be ending the 2023 year off strong. And we're just excited because, again, we continue to grow that platform. And don't worry if you're not in the Hampton Roads area and you cannot find us on your radio dial. Look, there's two other ways you can tune into our show live, okay? One way is online at wnsb.org, and the other way is by downloading the WNSB app. It's free, so you can listen to it wherever you are at. So once again, y'all, I truly appreciate it. I will see y'all on Friday. That's right, Friday. Hopefully, I might have another guest, you don't know, or I might just bring myself. But anyway, you still should be happy because you get to talk with me, Arrington Gavin. Oh, award-winning entrepreneur. See y'all next time, y'all. See y'all next time.